Oh my. Oh my.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shayne Neubert. And today I have one of my favorite people in the world in the studio. And I've tried to make this guest, I've tried to make him be on this show so many times because one of the funniest people I've ever met, one of the most interesting people I've ever met, and just one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my entire life, Mr. Charles Carter.
What's up, man?
What's up, boo? I'm so happy, dude. All it took was you to put that headset on one time and you were in.
Man, I'm hooked.
It
is awesome.
Maybe we should start our own show. We'll call it, if we started our own podcast, what would we call it?
Ebony and Ivory.
Ooh, I like that. I was thinking maybe checkerboard or like
Twist cone.
or two guys no cup. Two guys no cups. That's pretty good. But Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, YouTube, all those things. Please go like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends. Shot 30 Podcast is also still ranked in the top 10 in 3 different countries, and I want to say thank you guys all so much for that. And we're ready to rock. We've got a lot of great episodes, a lot of great guests coming up, and this is probably going to be a very wild episode. But you're not allowed to take a shot, right? That was the rule?
It's apple juice.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course we fake it. We pour it out because the show is called Shot 30 Podcast, and what better way to start the show than taking a shot, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Oh, God, you're such a beautiful man, dude. I love you so much.
Man, some good stuff.
It is some good stuff. What is your favorite, drink?
I like Gentleman Jack.
So you're a whiskey guy?
Yeah.
People are so hit and miss on whiskey, but I'm the same way. I'm the same way with some other things. Like I've been repulsed by some booze, like Rumpelmans.
Oh man.
Never. Everclear, other than the one time where I was in high school and somebody poured some Everclear in a beer bottle and I tipped it over into my behind.
Ugh.
I was so messed up. I'm not kidding when I say I was blacked out for 2 days.
I got a bad story with Aftershock. You ever had Aftershock?
Oh no, but it just sounds so bad.
I was probably like 17, 18 years old, and we were playing a card game. And so every time we hit this card, I had to take a chug of beer. So I was like, man, screw all that. Yeah, I was like, just give me that Aftershock. And I'm already 8 beers in. So I drank like half a bottle of Aftershock. And I was like, they had to help me unzip my pants.
Oh God!
Yeah,
was it guys or girls?
It was guys.
Oh man!
They turned the lights off though.
That's okay. I mean, you know what? When you're blacked out, it doesn't matter what happens. All you're creating is mystery stories that could be good or might not be. And I'm sorry. I see you're uncomfortable in that stool. We're gonna get it fixed. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
I just want to make you the most comfortable you could be.
I was just adjusting myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. When you got to tuck it and sit on it, it doesn't always feel the best.
You know.
But okay, so now you served. You were a Marine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you served for how long?
From 06 to 10.
Okay, and you were a part of one of the greatest brawls ever seen on YouTube.
Marine gang fight.
Yeah, we won't drop exactly why this fight took place, but let me tell you, when I saw this video, what in the world is going on here? But now. That's so weird for me because you are a guy that I would never even picture fighting, like
No.
getting. I've never even seen you mad.
I don't get mad unless it takes a lot for me to get mad.
And I'm the same way. I can push stuff off, and then it just finally ticks.
Yeah.
And that's, I think we're built the same way in that same concept, because you were not a very friendly guy in that video.
I wasn't a friendly guy a week later. Kind of like the same thing happened to me at the bar. And, I bought like 4 shots of Patron for my buddies. Mm-hmm. And this guy came up to the table and drank my shot and called me the same thing.
Oh, my God.
So,
are you serious?
I'm like, I was mad. I was pissed. And then I was like, you want another shot, man? He was like, no. So, I'm like, I want to just knock this dude out. So the bouncer called me over. He's like, hey, I seen what happened, And so I was like, no, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I'm not going to do nothing. And then my buddy, he walks outside. This is like 15 minutes later. Then he comes back in. Hey, Carter, dude's outside. You want to roll him up, Holmes? So I was like...
Is this why you were in the military still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You said a week later. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, let's
go get him. Oh, man. The last... Okay, so it had been such a long time for me to hit the, like, ready to brawl point. Mm-hmm. But it did happen not so long ago.
Really?
Yeah, it actually happened a few weeks ago. So it's about... it was 8:55 on a Wednesday night. We're watching a movie. The girls are getting ready for bed. And, well, actually, the girls are already in bed. Mm-hmm. And I just hear the loudest music coming from across the street. There's a bar right across the street. That's fine. Not a big deal. But this wasn't coming from the bar. This was coming from someone's motorcycle.
Oh.
And I'm like, wow, dude, come on. Have a little bit of respect. My house is right here.
Yeah.
And I walk outside, and I'm just, because it's been like 10 minutes at this point of this blasting music, and we can't even hear our TV. Our TV's at 80 out of 100. And if you know that level, that's very, very high.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what is going on here? I walk out the front door, and I look over, and it's just a parked motorcycle. This asshole left his fucking music on with his phone on the bike, blasting music. And I had some drinks in me too. And Timmery was like, Shane, just calm down. She could see I was hitting that spot.
Yeah.
And I just lost it. There wasn't a single person outside. I walk into the bar, open up the door. I'm not wearing shoes. I'm not wearing a shirt. And I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
I said, whoever the fucking, and I won't use the term that I used on here because it's one of the forbidden words now. I use the R word.
I got you.
Whoever the fucking, and I'm just gonna say it and then bleep it because I think that's funny. Whoever the fucking is that has their fucking music blasting on this bike, you've got about 1 second to turn this fucking music off before I kick your bike over and piss on it.
Yeah.
A guy gets up, sitting at the bar with a beer. And he starts squealing. Big guy, very big guy.
Yeah.
Starts squealing. He comes outside. You're not gonna tell me what to do. You know what? How about I piss on your house? I was like, here we go. Everybody comes outside of the bar because this guy's losing his shit, and I'm standing right in front of his face, and I'm just like, buddy, you got 2 options here. You're either gonna turn that fucking music off, or things are gonna be very, very ugly. His wife was in the bathroom when this whole scene happens. She comes running out, grabs him by his hair, pulls him back. Sir, I am so sorry. You are right. My husband is wrong. He's an idiot. He is an idiot. You are right. Please just, we're going to turn it off. You get on that. She's yelling at him. You get on your fucking motorcycle and get the fuck out of here. And I was like, okay, we're good. And then we went to walk back in the house, and then he turned into the biggest hot shot I'd ever heard.
Oh, boy.
And I came back full steam, and everybody in the bar was like, Shayne, it's all settled. It's all settled. And at that point, my brain's like, no, you're all enemies now. You're all enemies. And yeah, I mean, it takes a lot for me to get to that point. But man, when you're being a blatant asshole.
And then disrespecting your family at that, you know.
And then you got Timry in the back who's ready to fight, man. Timry's always ready to fight.
I'll fuck you up.
No, she goes.
Oh, boy.
If you think me and you go into a dark place, she goes into the darkest place where it's just like
a female Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, and the worst thing is she's so fucking strong. I fucking hate how strong she is. Yeah. Like, you go to, like, you know, like, normally you go to, like, push a chick and they fall to the ground and then you just start punching them. No, if I go to give Timry a shove, she, like, stiffens up and then, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, okay, never mind.
So basically, just like, you fuck me, I fuck you.
Yeah. She goes stiff, and she's ready. She's ready to kill. She's got it built inside of her. Like, that's why I have to keep her calm. Like, I literally make her do like, all right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to relax right now. You're thinking about this crazy. But if she has a couple drinks in her, man, she also is a Facebook warrior when she has a couple drinks in her. She loves to talk shit on Facebook when she has a couple drinks.
That's awesome. You know, the crazy thing is she's like the sweetest person you'll ever meet.
Isn't it wild? She says that she says her whole life up until like the time of our relationship, our whole time together, she said that she's always been an asshole. Like, people that never liked her. And I can see that she was that way because people that we now know and talk to, like, she was. And I mean, I know she has lived a very up and down, very, very challenging, difficult life.
Yeah.
But that is so wild to me because she is the sweetest person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And she's got sweet cheeks, dude. She's got the sweetest of cheeks.
I am Groot. I would just say that. That's an inside joke. So
it's one of the best inside jokes. The only person who knows that inside joke, I believe, is Chris Kaysen.
Maybe Ayla. Maybe
I don't think so. I think it's only Chris Kaysen. Yeah, the only other person who knows that inside joke. And it's one of the greatest of all time. Because Timry will, like, come home. She's like, God, fucking Carter fucking said I am Groot to me today in the elevator. And there was people standing around me. I mean, it was just one of the most baffling moves I've ever seen a human being make. I wasn't mad about it. I was just confused.
You know, it happens sometimes, you know.
You know, when the Bears are winning. Well, actually, we're going to dive right into that right after this. Hey, have you ever heard of Manscaped?
Yes, I have.
Oh, my God. Have you ever bought from there?
No.
Oh, my gosh. Well, now you have to. Because if you use the promo code SHOT30, that is SHOT, the number 30 at manscaped.com, you get 20% off and free shipping. And I'm telling you, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. I do my whole body. Look at this. Like, it is.
Man, that's right.
I know. Man. But my whole body is like that.
Your ass like that?
Yes. 100%. Every single thing.
Can I do it right now?
I mean, you can dig down there if you want, but it definitely is like that. Manscaped.com. Visit them and use the promo code. They are bringing you the best package you can possibly find. Not better than yours, but they have everything from razors to electric razors. The 4.0, you can use it in the shower. And it's so mind-blowing because they have an LED light. And Elon Musk, his team of, like, engineers helped Manscaped put this package together. So it is the safest, nick-free, all of those things. Manscaped is one of the most incredible companies I've ever worked with. And I can tell you, their cologne, I cannot say enough about their cologne and their underwear. Like, I will not ever wear another pair of underwear.
Underwear, too?
Yeah, dude. Like, here, give it. I mean, it is the softest.
Oh, wow.
Like... It is the absolute best. You can take it off me in just a little bit and try them on if you want.
Well, yeah, I'll give you mine. You know?
I told you I'm not trying on any other underwear, so okay. I'll just stand naked.
I mean, it's cut in half down at the bottom. I mean, that's how many times I wore it.
Oh, you got holes all over it. You got them Jesus underwear.
Well, you know, I'm hung like this.
Yeah, I understand. Dude, you're such a perfect person. Visit manscaped.com. Use the promo code SHOT30 for 20% off and free shipping. Dude, do you wear some Jesus underwear? Because I know a lot of people that do. Like the holy, like, why do you let your underwear? The underwear's cheap.
I know, but it's just, sometimes you're like, well, fuck, man, I gotta go through my damn drawers again. And
so like, you wear socks that have holes in them too.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God.
Just in case I gotta pee, So I don't want to leave the pee in there. You gotta have a hole for
that. I understand. Actually, I have a wild story for you. 1 second here.
Oh man, it reminds me of a time in Okinawa.
Actually, speaking of Okinawa, I had a bottle of booze that had a rattlesnake in it from Okinawa.
Some Habusaki.
I guess that must have been what it was.
It's got the venom inside there.
Yeah. There was a whole rattlesnake inside this thing. And my buddy was so excited to show me. And then I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And then he goes, actually, man, I bought this for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I just couldn't believe it. I had just qualified for one of the biggest powerlifting meets in the world, and I had worked so hard.
Yeah.
I had worked for years to get. You had to hit a certain number to be qualified for it, and I did. And that day, he said, "Hey, man, I've been waiting to give this to you." And it was just one of the coolest things ever. But I took one sip of that booze, and instantly my body temperature spiked up to about 115.
Oh man,
yeah.
We used to get fucked up there. I mean,
get fucked.
Well, that too. It's all different when the lights are out.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter, dude. You can be man, woman, transgender. If the lights are out and it feels good, that's all that matters. It's
same but different.
Yeah. I mean, when you explain yourself later on, it sounds a little different. It's really tough to go back, and explain some of the things that we've done. But have you ever hooked up with a transgender?
No, I haven't.
Well, because I mean, a lot of like Thai people and stuff overseas.
Oh man,
they trick a lot of people. And I mean, I've always been waiting for that moment where me and them meet eye to eye.
Man, let me tell you, like when I was over in Thailand too, because I was in Thailand and Philippines, and it was, I mean, you gotta look at them. You gotta man.
You gotta give it a quick feel.
Okay, that chick, dude, it's got an Adam's apple, or it's got some nice arms and legs and shit. But, lift that skirt up.
You just need to know a little bit more before you dive in.
But you know what the crazy thing is? It's like, damn, their song is bigger than mine.
Oh God, I saw I was at a drag show, so I don't know if they want to be called a he or a her because I'm not sure if they were in drag or they were just transgender because they had breasts and they were standing beside me at the urinal. And I'm telling you, this woman was beautiful.
Man,
beautiful.
They look, I'm not going to lie, they look good. And you know what? And they're one of the coolest people ever. If you meet some of them,
well, we've had we've had drag queens on the show. We've had, we've had so much, and I've got to learn so much. And those people are people that are carefree, and they just love people, and that's what the way everybody should be.
People are ignorant, is messed up because it's like you're a human just like this person.
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly.
Why not show love?
Well, don't you think it's a crazy thing because I know I have a lot of very, very close gay friends, and they are also the people that I know struggled the most growing up and holding things in or being called names and stuff like that. Wouldn't you think that they would be the biggest assholes you ever met? Because they've been beat down by people so bad. You would think that they would have this huge resentment towards people, and they don't.
They don't, because you know what? They use those people as a stepping stone.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's like, man, people are stupid.
They are. They definitely are.
You know.
But it's a wild thing, and I hope there's a day where a person coming out of the closet or whatever however you want to term it. I hope there's a day where it doesn't have to be a thing about bravery.
Yeah. Like it should be like, hey, I'm gay. Hey, and it's like, hey,
okay,
all right, cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, like, hey, I'm Chuck, Carter, Charlie, Charles, whatever.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, see, actually, well, Joe. Me and Joe were talking about this the other day. Some guy said something along the lines like, yeah, I ain't talking to none of them queers. Like, I'm pretty sure they don't want to fuck you, you dumb fuck. Had the Confederate flag on his t-shirt and his hat, like, oh yeah, we got you, buddy. We figured you out very quick here. You probably got a swastika on your chest, and like, oh, hey, we're gonna go. Hey, all the boys are coming together. We're gonna have a little clan meeting.
And you know what? And probably in secret, they're probably fucking each other.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure, dude.
Either they're not each other or they're fucking Cal or sister. I probably should have said that.
Yep, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Actually, I just heard. I'm going to talk about this in 1 second. I gotta take a drink of this. This apple juice is great, man. Top of the line apple juice.
I made it myself. I got a story about apple juice.
Okay.
Oh man. So when I was younger, my older brother, he knew that I love apple juice and everything, right?
Are we talking about real apple juice right now? Okay.
We were talking about apple juice.
Okay.
So, he's like, hey, Charles, you want some apple juice? I was like, yeah, And so he's like, okay, here you go. So I drank it, and it was just fucking piss. I was like, I just started screaming. I'm like, oh man, we did some fucked up shit to each other when we were younger.
I actually did that to. I did not that, but I did something very similar to my little sister. I would never did anything for her. Yeah. That she was a scumbag.
Yeah.
So, and I was way older than her. So one day I said, "Hey, Carrie, are you hungry?" And she goes, "Yeah." And you can see the puzzled look on her face. Like,
why is he doing something nice?
I was like, "You want a bowl of cereal? I'll get you a bowl of Reese's Puffs." Yeah. I'm gonna have a bowl too, so don't worry. I made my bowl of Reese's Puffs, and I made her bowl of dog food. The dog food that looks just like Reese's, but I put a couple Reese's Puffs in there. And she ate that whole bowl. And she said, and so, like, growing up in life, we've talked about this scenario and this situation which happened. She said that she was wondering why the Reese's Puffs were so salty and taste like cat liver. But she also said that every single time I forced her to make me a sandwich, she said that she spit in every single thing she ever brought me. She said that she thought I was such an asshole that every single meal she ever made for me, which was a lot, she said she spit in every single thing. And knowing her, it wasn't just spit, it was loogies. And it's just like, it's so gut-wrenching to think that I had to go through something like that.
Hey, at least you got the same DNA.
Oh, but that is so funny. So you drank piss, and I made my sister eat dog food, and I ate saliva for years.
I made my older sister eat shit.
Oh no, you didn't! Why would you make somebody? What is wrong with you?
I didn't make her. I kind of forced it.
I thought you were one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
But this is when I was a kid.
I didn't even check to see if this apple juice the seal was cracked. So now I'm starting to really worry.
So my older sister, I don't know what she did, but she pissed me off. And so
she deserved it.
So my little sister, I'm sitting there changing her diaper. You know how like babies fucking have like their food in their after they eat and everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
their shit.
yeah, because they don't have a very strong digestive system. Yeah.
So I'm like, how can I get her back?
Oh no.
And so I was like, hey, Laura, close your eyes and open your mouth. She goes, what? No, just close your eyes and open your mouth. I got a surprise for you. So, I have a little sister diaper. And just smashed her in her face. It went so far that she was pushing it out with her tongue.
Just like Two Girls, One Cup.
Yeah, And so she started screaming, and then my mom runs in there. She turns on the light. And then she just starts laughing. She's like, Dave, calls my dad. My dad comes down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. What the fuck's going on? Oh man. Man, my mom and dad would be in jail right now. Because, man, my dad whooped my ass. Yep. Nowadays, you can't do that shit.
It is bad. That is baffling. Man. It is a baffling thing because... Man, I know some kids that just need a swift wipe. They just a little pop.
Real quick. I remember, my little nephew, my sister's kid. He's being bad in church, And so I took him because my sister is up there singing at church, I took him. I was like, we're going to go to the bathroom. So he's like, no, I ain't going, And so I was like, no, you're going. So he's fighting me. So I picked him up. He punched me in my face like 5 times. I'm like, did this little kid just do this to me at church?
Oh, dude.
So I took him in the bathroom, gave him one good swap on the butt. Yep. I was like, if you ever do this to me, I'm going to
Yep. Well, I was actually babysitting a kid, and he decided to lose his mind on me. I'm a very, very lenient guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have a lot of tolerance. But he decided to start throwing my stuff down in the studio, like on the floor. Oh, and man. I just grabbed him by his book bag. He had a book bag on. And I held him up in the air and I said, you will never win this. So you do what you got to do right now. But, buddy, you will never win this. Oh, yeah. And he was a perfect angel for the next 3 days.
Ain't that crazy? My nephew never thought about doing that shit to me ever again.
Yeah.
So, you do one thing to him. And then they'll learn. They'll be like, "Oh, let me watch out."
I mean, kids have to learn by. When I say this, I don't mean the way you're going to take it. Everybody listening, but by pain. Well, whether it's like something that mental, emotional, like, oh, I can't see my boyfriend. Oh, I can't be on my phone. Oh, I can't play the PlayStation. Take the shit from them.
Yeah. Don't abuse them. No, I'm not saying abuse your kid or anything like that.
Yeah, you're not saying go straight up Adrian Peterson on him. Beating him with sticks off the tree. Goodness.
Man, I remember the extension cord days. Oh. My mom used to fuck me up with an extension cord. My dad used to run, hey, calm down.
Dude,
get me out of there. My dad was my savior, although he was. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that some other day. But,
Well, I know it wouldn't be pretty for me. It would, yeah. And that's just everything's changing, and I hope things like that. I mean, you got to remember too, kids right now are so smart.
They are.
I mean, they know so much more. And even if, we can go down the darker path of what kids know these days, but, with this internet and with everything that they have, they are developing, mental capacity at a high rate at a very young age.
The crazy thing is, there's babies raising babies. Yeah. So they're basically raising each other.
Yep.
And it's sad, a lot of this stuff that's going on. I had a cousin that died about 3 weeks ago. This whole gun violence and all this other stuff, man, this stuff's got to change.
Well, it really does blow my mind that, the gun rate and, these deaths, especially in Chicago and stuff, I would think that the opportunity that people have to make any sort of life for themselves is the highest ever.
Yeah.
You can sit on your phone And whether it be rapping or making YouTube videos or, making TikToks about making food, the opportunity that people have with so many different things, there's millions of jobs available right now.
Oh, yeah.
People act like because of COVID. No one wants to work. No one wants to work because, even my employees that work for me, they didn't want to come back to work because they're making $600 more a paycheck with the COVID unemployment rate. And I get it. I get it.
I know, but it's like, damn, guys. Because it's like, okay, so what happens when all that runs out? Then you'd be wanting to, I need to go get me a job.
But right now's your time. Go in there, sneak in there right now, because then seniority and all these things, like, you know what? When everybody decides in a year from now, like, wait, shit, we need to get our fucking ass to work. Like, well, now you're the low man on the totem pole when you could be in there right now doing, making a name for yourself. That's one of the most influential photos I've ever seen in my entire life was a man saying, he was is it called panhandling? When you ask for money?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was standing right outside of this company, and it was like I think it was a hungry hobo or something like that, and he's like, unemployed, have 2 children at home, and need money, something like that. And right behind him was a now hiring sign.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And so the hungry hobo manager said, we haven't gotten an application from him. We're going to go give him an application. And they made this whole, so it started with the picture, and then the hungry hobo was like, man, this kind of looks bad on us, even though it doesn't. It's like an influential picture. But so they brought him the job application, and he said, I'm good.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was one of the most wild things I know we don't want to work for hungry hobo.
Yeah, but it's a job. It's something that you like, okay, I'm going to go from here to the next spot.
Exactly.
One of my favorite things, this happened 2 years ago. And I went to McDonald's. Well, before then.
You call it McDonald's? Did you just call it McDonald's?
McDonald's. So, like McDowell's. But, so me and my ex-girlfriend, we go into McDonald's. And then this one guy back there, he's like, hey, I remember you. She's like, who's that guy? And I was like, one day this guy, he lost his job. He was sitting in front of Get and Go gas station. He's like, hey, man, you got any smokes? I was like, just hang on one second, So I go inside to go to ATM and pull out $20, and I buy another pack of smokes, So I go out there, I give him the pack of Newports and fucking the $20 bill. I was like, look, man, don't let this go in vain. I was like, get your shit together.
Yeah, start making,
and do what you got to do.
It's driving me nuts. If we can get that one gnat out of here. I know it just goes from my eyeball to your eyeball, and then it comes back.
But and I seen him in McDonald's, and man, that just that melted my heart, because it was like, he went on and he's like, hey, I got me a job here. And then I'm doing landscaping stuff for this guy on the side and everything,
Man.
And I'm like, man, it made me so happy, because I was like, if people just put a little effort, you ain't got to put a lot of effort, just put a little effort in there, you can make it.
Yeah, and that's, for you to see that guy again, what an incredible feeling for you. That has to be the best, because you did play a small role in this guy's life. You maybe you even changed his life and you never even realized it.
Yeah.
Me and Timmy went to Chicago for a weekend. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. And we were up there, and dude, I'll never forget old Taekwon. So Taekwon comes walking up to me. It is maybe 1 degree outside. Maybe. It was cold.
Wow.
And Taekwon came up to me, and he had a pair of dirty drawers on his head. I'm not kidding. He had a pair of tighty whities on his head, wearing it as a beanie. And he said, man, could you spare any money? I said, if you beat me in a rap battle right now. I said, Timmy, play the beat. And so this guy, he was terrible. The worst freestyle I've ever seen. And I'm not the worst. So I destroyed him. And I was like, you know what, man? You're a good sport about this. We're going to hop in this Walgreens real quick. We need to get you a winter hat. We need to get you a coat. And so we walked in, got him a winter hat and a coat. And he goes, if I beat you in a rap battle right now, will you buy me a bus pass? I said, if you beat me in a rap battle right now, I'll buy you a bus pass and I'll get you dinner for tonight. And so he went as hard as he could, and it was terrible. He's like, yeah, I'm sitting on the bus, and I never cuss, because I'm just walking, and people are looking and talking. I was like, man, you just suck at this. Why would you make a gamble? I was like, you suck so bad at this. I'm going to buy you your bus pass. We're going to go get some food. And dude, he gave us a hug before he left, and it was one of those guys that I knew actually really needed. Yeah. He wanted to hang out with us. He didn't want to say goodbye. Yeah. He gets shit on by a lot of people, and he was a real one, dude. Take one. And then so we went back to the hotel, and we posted a picture. And it could look as if I was making fun of him. Definitely wasn't. But we had taken pictures with Taekwon. And then we took pictures with him when he got his new coat and hat and stuff. Yeah. And then me and Timry took pictures with our underwear on our head. And because we were just geeking out. Yeah. We thought it was so much fun. We thought he was so much fun. It was definitely not making fun of him, but he was a really sweet guy. And I would love to know where Taekwon's at, because then even that night we're like, Taekwon to Rulo. He made an impact on our lives. Yeah. So he really did. We really, really enjoyed our time with Taekwon.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, so do you like cakes, cupcakes, cookies? Do you like those type of things?
Oh, I like it all.
Man,
I'm a fat kid, man.
I know a person, and that is Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies. Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies has the most beautiful decorative cakes, cupcakes, cookies, delights you will ever see. She has been very busy. She books up very fast. So if you are planning on putting in an order with Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies, put it in early. Birthdays, bar mitzvahs, divorces, all kinds of stuff. She can make a cake for anything. She just did a cake for someone's new boobs. Yeah, and it was great, beautiful.
Did they look like them?
Yeah, did they look like the woman's new boobs?
Yeah,
I never got to see them. But if they were her new boobs, they looked great.
You should tell her to take a picture so Miss Newbie can,
yeah,
kinda, you know what I'm saying? You look at them,
more realistic. Yeah. Well, maybe she'll make a penis cake for you soon. Well, so we'll have to get the product first. Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today. Don't you say another fucking word right now. On Facebook and Instagram today for the most beautiful custom-made cakes, cupcakes, cookies, everything. She's the best. She really isn't. Her talent level is so insane with this stuff, and her patience, and I don't know where the hell it came from. It was just one day she said she wanted to start doing it.
I was showing the new girl that I'm talking to. I was showing her pictures of her cake and everything, and I was like, man, she's awesome. That anniversary cake that she did for with the
devil,
Halloween cake.
Yeah, that was beginning level though. She was just starting.
That was amazing though.
Did you taste it?
I did not.
Oh my gosh, I can tell you, her cakes are different. She has her own recipe. Mm-hmm. She does her whole own thing. But man, you just talk about I know people hate this word, but the most moist cake. I don't know why moist got sucked into this world of bad words.
You could just soak the moist up.
Yeah, I think the moisture. Suck the moist up. God, you sound like Mia Khalifa right now, bro. Just suck this moist up.
Come on, girl. Come get you
sound like
moist.
Lisa Ann, dude. Who's your favorite adult film star?
Well, yeah. Lisa Ann is like one of my favorites.
Did you know she performed in the Quad Cities not so long ago?
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of devastated. One of my favorites is Shay Fox.
Oh yeah, back in the early 90s.
She was kind of buff, but then it had that hair that was real.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, and I really love Bridget the Midget. Ron Jeremy's, Timmery's favorite, but now he's in prison, so I don't know if I can say that on a podcast.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, bad news. Well, Bridget the Midget's in prison too.
Really?
Yeah, she stabbed her boyfriend in the thigh because it's as far as she could reach. Sorry, but man, I can tell you, man, Bridget the Midget, man, like, whew.
You know who else is like one of my other favorites? Like Julianne.
Julianne. I'm sure. Is she the blonde lady?
Yeah.
A little bit older?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. Big old fake tits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean.
Or Janine, what's her name? I can't even.
Janine.
She's got a bunch of tattoos on her arm.
Well, there's a Janine that lives right across the road.
Huh. She might be.
That's a joke. Timmery's mom. Dude, it's so funny how it sounded like I didn't say it into the mic.
I like how you hit that.
It was perfect. But dude, I knew that this was going to be just exactly this. These are my favorite podcasts where I'm not. I've done it before where I am a product, not like like I'm going, or like a system product, I guess, where like I'm a robot.
Yeah.
Like, so what did you do next? Or like, so tell me how you got into investigative journalism. Like, I've done that shit, and I don't fucking like that.
But this right here is real. It is uncut and is truthful.
And it's just me. It's me and one of my closest friends just sitting here bullshitting, and it's one of the greatest feelings in the world. Because, I mean, we talk, we see each other, we do all these things. But is there ever a time that there is a no distraction, you and me just sitting for an hour straight doing this?
No, except for this text message I just got.
But we're just going back and forth, and it's one of the best. It's one of the coolest feelings in the world. People say you're so good at this to me, like I'm not good at anything. I'm just talking to my friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. That's just like we went to breakfast before I came out here, and she's like, how can you just talk to people? Like I just do.
But everybody does it all day long. When people think about it in a different aspect, they look at it differently.
You know what makes me happy is seeing people smile. And that's what makes me happy. If I can make somebody's day, that makes my day. It probably shouldn't be that way. I guess people say, "Oh, you need to make yourself happy," but. I am making myself happy, making you fucking laugh.
But you are one of the happiest guys, and I know that I know you've had ups and downs, but towards me, all I can base it off of is our relationship together.
Oh yeah.
And so towards me, you're one of the happiest guys ever when we're together. I know things have not been easy for you.
It happens. It happens, but you know what the thing is? I had to move on. I got to be strong. I got my daughter, And so it drives me nuts because, Daddy, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Leave me alone. For real? I'm like, yes, I'm fine. Leave me alone. but I'm cool though.
Yeah, and see, well, that's the same scenario here. Like, everybody sees me as like a product, I'm a happy guy. I'm fun. I'm the goofball guy.
Yeah.
But also now, like, especially with the podcast, like, people know I've severely suffered with depression.
Oh, it sucks.
And some very dark things, suicidal thoughts, and all these things. And like always, I will always say this again: we've had people call like or reach out to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the most important things I could ever say on here. Like, I went through these things, and I'm not saying that I still don't sometimes.
You know what? And you're not alone. You're not. Because, and I'm there with you. You just got to keep on moving. You know a great thing. A guy I was in the Marine Corps with, Joshua Fosberg. They do this thing called Mission 22.
Yep.
And, and this dude,
push-ups.
Man, this dude, him and his retired, I think he's a sergeant major or whatever, but they ran like 320 some miles, I think, something like that, something crazy like that. They ran from Paris Island to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, I believe, and it was like 300 some miles. And I'm like, man, that's awesome. You guys, man. I mean, of course they stopped, you got some sleep or whatever, but they got up and ran the next day. I'm like, man, you guys they're rock stars, man.
Well, and you look at things, like this, and everybody wants to try to figure out why or how or things like this. So, like, I'm just gonna go with an example that popped into my brain. Mike Posner. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Took a pill and bees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he lost two of his best friends who died from drug overdoses. Mm-hmm. A couple of his family members died, and this dude was heartbroken. And he realized that rapping and fame and singing and all this stuff, it didn't matter. What he wanted to do was find out all about his own self. So he walked across the United States, started in like Maine and ended in California, something like that. He walked, and then when he stopped, he'd get a hotel. Mm-hmm. But he walked across. He got bit by a snake on that route. He stopped at local bars and just performed and stuff like that. And everybody's like, "No, that dude's a loser, man. I fucking hate him." I'm like, he's doing something. People would walk with him and all this stuff, and I'm like, this guy has something going on so bad inside of his brain that this quest, this mission he's on is it's for him. It's maybe, maybe for the people that he loved. He's not making $1 for doing this. And he can go perform wherever the hell he wants and make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And that's
true, man. That's some real shit.
We forget. We classify Jim Carrey as this goofball. Jim Carrey is one. I read his messages. Like, I see what Jim Carrey says. Jim Carrey has struggled with depression harder than anybody else in the world. Robin Williams, take him for example.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
But they don't see the pain in the inside.
Yep.
And, and it sucks, Like, I still have problems sleeping. I'll go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning and wake up at 5:30 to get ready for work, because it's like my mind won't shut off.
That is exactly the right way to word it. Your mind, like, that feeling, because I know what the feeling that you're talking about, but to say it like that, my mind won't stop running, is the exact feeling I've had when I've been struggling.
Yeah.
So that is incredible. That is exactly the most perfect way to word it.
Yeah. And you just do what you can and keep moving. Do it. And it sucks. It's easier said than done. It's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. It sucks. But
the one of the worst, where I was in my absolute worst, I looked at Timmery and I said, I just want to let you know right now, like, I love you. You're my best friend. And I hate that I have to do this, but I am going to kill myself. Yeah. It's inevitable. And then that's all I said. And then I passed out. They had me on all these psych meds and shit. And I passed out, woke up in the morning, and I was convinced I'm going to go kill myself tonight. So that night, I went out to the lake, hung myself, the tree branch broke, fell into the water, and Timmery said something to me. It was just like, it was so weird, like, I was emotionless. I was thoughtless. For the first time in so long, I didn't have a thought in my brain, which, like your mind doesn't shut off. That's exact. But for the first time, I didn't have a thought. And I walked into the house. My neck was completely black and blue. I was just a train wreck. And the girls were in the house all crying. Like, because Timmery left, like, something's wrong with Shayne. This is years ago, and years. And when I walked in the house, I saw them, and like, they were just, I love you so much. No, don't do anything. Like, we want you here. And it changed everything. Man. And then what I did was I stopped taking those meds, like Latuda, visit Latuda. And if you may see side effects of fingernails falling off, blood coming out of your eyeballs, hair falling out, enlarged breasts, enlarged testicles, a loss of penis inches. Like,
your penis might talk to you.
They had me. I just cold turkeyed all those medications.
And you feel.
And then the next day, I felt incredible. Like, life just changed, like people talk about that type of moment where your life just changes.
You're not a zombie or anything.
Exactly. Yeah, you just go from this dark world to flush your mind. I'm still a guy that thinks 24/7. I never shuts off. But I'm not thinking in the dark place where I was before,
Yeah. Now some people do need the shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But, it's not for everybody. And it's like, I don't know. There's been times, but and I'm like, dang it, where I remember we were watching this movie, me and my daughter, and she was like, this person like killed himself like that, and she's like, Daddy, don't you ever do that. I'm like, why am I watching this movie with you? Leave me alone.
Yeah. This is my shit right now. But you do, even what we said earlier, you are just one of the best people. And see, the perfect package of a person. Wait, you got that? Well, but what
I'm getting there.
But like the perfect package of a person for me is not somebody that's always happy. It's not somebody that's just going to make me laugh the whole time I'm with them. It's someone that's real and living life with their ups and downs, and they want to involve me in the fact that this is my life.
Not only do I want to make somebody happy, I want to touch their heart as well. Because you can make somebody laugh, you can make somebody, cry or whatever. But if you touch their heart, man,
or their dick.
Hey.
And that's what I'm going to do.
Hey, it's throbbing right now. So.
Dude, I have a feeling your dick's always throbbing. I'll call it old Throbbing Hood. You ever seen that pornography?
I have not.
Throbbing Hood. It's a good one. No, it's already one.
Oh.
Harry Punter, Robin Hood. Yeah, these are all ones. But man, I cannot believe this hour went by so fast.
It's been an hour already.
We're coming right at 55 minutes.
55 minutes, huh?
You got to do it again. Isn't that crazy how fast it goes? Like,
man,
it's just so nice to sit back and relax and just talk. Like, there's nothing more to. Normally I look at the screens like a lot. I go back and forth, and I barely feel like I even looked at the screen just because I'm just talking to my guy, dude.
We're just chilling, man. It's just loving it.
Say that again.
Loving it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, maybe we go just a little bit longer than an hour.
Yeah, we can go a little longer.
We probably need to get rid of the rest of the apple juice, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You take care of a little bit of apple juice. I'll take care of some, and then we'll just go a little bit longer. But it's especially with we've got some things planned for the podcast. Like, the weirdest thing is we got this 4-mic setup now. And the number one thing that people want to do is them and their brothers and sisters, like
Are
the
they
whole family.
Are they rednecks or something?
Well, I see what you did there, but like you see what I'm like. I know so many guys that have two brothers, and like
So they're brunkles or bruzins?
no, like one's 22, one's 24, one's 28. You know,
Yeah,
like something.
I got you.
And I love that concept. It sounds like so much fun to me. Get three different people that grew up the same way and figure out how each one of you looks at life in a different way. It's a very cool concept, because if I had your brother or your sister on here, dude, they're not going to look at life the same way you look at life.
Yeah, my brother, we were all Marines. Mm-hmm. And my brother, he lives down in North Carolina. But I'm pretty sure you would love my brother. Man, you wouldn't think that. I'm like calm, cool, and collected. He's like fucking just.
Well, maybe we do a podcast with your brother and you and me all at the same time, or your sister too. Dude, we could put them all on here.
Well, she's Holy Ghost filled, so
Well, she can sit at the end of the bar. we'll give her water.
Yeah,
with diet ice cubes.
It's Jesus juice.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, you are incredible, man. So, what was your? Okay, this is kind of a different question. What was your dream growing up? Like, what would have been your dream job, your dream scenario? What would have been, and still going forward, do you still have that feeling in your heart to want to do something else?
My dream was playing in the NFL.
Really?
My sophomore, junior year, I could squat 500 pounds.
Damn. What did you play?
I didn't play anything.
No, but like, you didn't play football?
No.
Your dream was to play football, and you didn't even play.
My mom would never. I always worked out with the football team and shit.
Wow.
I was like my freshman year, I see these guys, benching like 100 pounds. And it's like, really? I could bench like 185. It's like, what the fuck? And then like when I got stronger that year, the beginning of my sophomore year, I got stronger. I got up to 225 on the bench.
Yeah.
And like I'm squatting like 500 pounds. It was stupid.
That blew my mind. I can't believe that. Like,
I could still deadlift 400 pounds.
Oh, I bet.
And it's stuped because it's like.
But you're stout. You are a stout guy.
But I don't work out.
But you're still stout. You're still. Yeah.
I mean, I used to work out, but it was all like muscle memory. Mm-hmm. But it was like, damn, Mom. I was like, like, man, just please, come on.
Were you were you fast?
Oh man, I was quick as fuck, man. But no. I was like, damn. She's like, oh, this is a whole. I'm not even gonna throw it out there, but So I was like, all right. She's like, I'll let you work out with the football team. I'm like, okay.
So that was the football for you. Oh man, but, see, sports are very. I know, like I'm a weird guy, man. Mm-hmm. I'm a fucking weird guy. I wanted to be in the NFL. I wanted to be Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
I can tell you right away.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders is my favorite football. I'm the biggest Bears fan, but Barry Sanders is my favorite football player of all time.
Man, he was a beast.
Incredible. And if we can ever
stop on a dime.
Oh, God, dude. I mean, just the way he moved his legs was unheard of. It was just baffling. The stiff leg to a juke. A stiff leg to a juke should lead to a MCL, ACL tear every single day.
Yeah.
But he was incredible, and I wanted to be a professional football player. I wanted to be okay, so growing up, I wanted to be Maurice Jones-Drew because I loved Barry Sanders, and then Maurice Jones-Drew was one of the closest things, and he was 5'7", 225 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I'm 5'7", and got to be when I hit 225 pounds.
Oh,
like
you're
my
like,
body, I was like, I am. And then when like my powerlifting numbers were better than Maurice Jones-Drew's, like
you're like, oh, I'm on my way.
I am better. And I ran like at 265 pounds. I ran a 4.61 40.
That's decent.
Yeah, and so like I really thought that, man, I could do something like fitness or physical. I don't know. And then, but the other thing, when I was growing up, I was in love with astrology. Like I got sucked into the stars, looking and just lost in space.
It's
man.
a beautiful thing, ain't it?
It is.
Man, that's why I call going out to my parents' house my rehab. Because I can sit out there and I can see the stars.
Because there's no, the city isn't there.
Yeah, everything is out in the open, you know, and it's like, God damn. And it's beautiful out, you know, and it's just, yeah.
I remember when I was probably 8 or 9 years old, I cried like a baby because there was one of the biggest meteor showers ever happening, and it wasn't going to happen till 2 a.m. So we camped out and stayed outside all night long. And the first meteor I saw, like, it was the biggest meteor I've ever seen. I was scared. I was so scared shitless. I was
Could
like,
have been a UFO.
Well, I was like, what if this hits Earth? What if this hits us? I remember thinking this as a little kid. Like, what if this hits us? We're all dead. Like, we're just like the dinosaurs. You know, my young brain is thinking this. And then they all started flying across. And it amazed me that none of them hit Earth.
Ain't that something?
Because, so these are all in just this direct line, and they're all hundreds of miles apart from each other.
Yeah.
But it blew my mind, and I just found this love with space, and I found this love for what goes beyond what we are and what we know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still do it today. I can still get lost in it. I still read about things and look up things. And it was just one of the coolest feelings I ever had as a young kid, man.
What was that movie with Bruce Willis and
Die Hard?
No. where he and what's his name's daughter don't want to close my eyes. Aerosmith.
I see dead people.
No.
Sixth Sense. That's what you're talking about.
No.
I don't know
where they were an astronaut, and it had Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis and
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Yeah, Armageddon.
Did that make you cry?
Armageddon was great. Armageddon was a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that made me. The hardest I've ever cried during a movie was 7 Pounds.
Oh man, that movie was awesome.
It's in my top, very top, and then Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah.
I never knew that I was as big of a Will Smith fan as I was.
Man,
but man, those movies.
Oh. You know what? The first movie that ever made me cry was Lion King. I was in 4th or 5th grade, and when Mufasa died, you know,
really,
man, I was like, Mufasa died.
You know what? Actually, I think I could probably find myself to cry watching that again now. I don't know how much of an emotional kid I was, because I had a lot of emotions taken out of me in a lot of different ways. I mean, but that is really one of like the most heartbreaking moments. I would agree with you that that's one of the most heartbreaking cinematic moments of all time.
That movie, and then that was like my first one, and then my second one was Hotel Rwanda.
I've never seen that.
Is where I believe the Hutus were killing the Tutsis or whatever. I think it was something like that. But they were just like going after each other, hacking people. They were hacking these guys up. You know, if you haven't seen it, Hotel Rwanda.
I'm definitely going to.
It was sad because it's a true story. You know, and
those hurt a lot. Those true story ones.
They killed I don't know how many thousands of people.
Oh,
and it's like Jesus.
I get that horrible feeling. I think my favorite movie of all time is Gladiator.
Oh man.
But I always go right into that moment when he gets back to his home and his wife and his son are hung and burnt to death.
Oh my God.
It's one of and he grabs their feet.
Yeah.
And then the end of the movie when he's walking through the fields with his hands running through the prairie wheat, like when I think about movies, when I think about impact, I think about symbolism. I think about that scene of him walking through the field with his hands running through the grass.
Yeah.
It's just
that movie was awesome. Let me tell you about that movie. So me and my brother, we went to the Milan theaters when they were open.
And you guys drink piss there?
No, we should have after we rehydrated. So we wake my dad. My dad's an asshole. So we ain't gonna take his car if he doesn't say, yeah, you can have my car. So we wake my dad up, like, hey Dad, can we go use your car to go see Gladiator down at the theaters, right? Oh yeah. So we go see the movie. Great movie. Love the movie. And so we get out. This is one of these old Toyota Corollas. And so, on the way, we were sitting there jamming to Wu-Tang. So we get in the car, turn the car on, and the Wu-Tang ain't playing. And then it looked like some girly shit up in the damn car. I'm like, David, this ain't the car. Where's the car at? And so I'm like, oh man, somebody stole the car.
What?
So we get out, we get on the payphone, call my dad and shit.
Wait. I missed something here. So you got in somebody else's car?
Yeah, and it started. Okay, so that tells you about these old Corollas.
I did not miss anything here. Okay.
So we call my dad up. Hey, Dad, somebody stole the car. Nobody didn't steal the car. I didn't say you guys can take the car. I'm like, yeah, you did. No, I didn't. I was like, Dad, we ain't going to sit there and take your car if you didn't say that, because we get our ass whooped. I was like, well, can you come down and pick us up? No, you guys can walk.
He's not even worried about the car. He went and picked up the fucking car.
Yeah.
That dick.
Yeah. So
wow.
He was like, you can walk home. So we live in East Moline. So Milan from East Moline.
Oh my God. Well, it's like a 2-hour walk, something like that.
Well, we got to Rock Island by the damn KFC and and we're seeing one of our buddies, and so he gave us a ride from Rock Island to East Moline.
Thank
but
God.
Still, walking from Milan to there is still. It wasn't that bad of a hike. It was probably about 8 miles.
Oh my
God. So it's like, man, this motherfucker's an asshole.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
That's not the first time. So there's many other stories, but we're gonna just leave it at that.
Oh my God!
And so
we got to do this. Please tell me we can do another episode.
Oh yeah,
because I love it. Like, it's so much fun for me when we have guests that reoccur on the show. People get to learn them. They send a lot of messages to people, like the viewers and stuff. They send a lot of messages, questions, and stuff like that. And it's so baffling to me that this is the first time you've been on the podcast, because people are like, where the hell has this guy been? But I love you so much. Do you want anybody to follow you on anything or anything like that?
Man, I'm just a simple person. My name is Charles Carter.
Yeah. Go follow his OnlyFans page. It's full of that BBC. This is Shot 30 Podcast. I am Shayne Neubert. That is one of my most beautiful, closest friends, Charles Carter. And Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube, all those things. And thank you guys so much, as always, for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
This was literally so much fun. I could go for 4 hours right now. Yeah, and the girls haven't even bugged us one time yet.
Man,
this is the best. All right, we're going to go drink some apple juice and probably blow each other. This is Shot 30 Podcast. Thank you guys for being here.
Oh my.